Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my continued playthrough of Arkeis. Now, it's been a while, I know, so you'll probably have to go back and rewatch stuff just to remember what's going on, and I apologize for that. But as you can probably hear in my voice, I was once again ill. It's crazy. I used to never get sick. And now it seems like every time something comes along, I'm the first person to get it. Now, granted, I have a large staff and a lot of people working around me all day, and that's probably part of it. But and I don't know that it was COVID or not, but it was bad. I was very ill. So on top of it, still being pretty hot most days out here, not allowing me to, or prohibiting me from filming during normal hours, I got ill again. So I apologize for the delays. I am improving. I'm getting better, getting over it finally. I was pretty darn sick. It was crazy how sick I got. I bedridden, couldn't really even do anything. Still having trouble like eating. It's crazy, but we've all been there, you know. This is our new reality, especially if you work in areas where you have large employee bases and everything. I think during the summertime we have to change how maybe, and you know, look, I'm not, this isn't a political conversation, so please don't make it one. I'm just saying that in my world, in my business world, I'm seeing that we probably have to make some changes in how we operate due to the new conditions with the virus. So that being said, I said I tested negative, but I still was quite ill. So again, I apologize. However, when I was able to get up and move about, I did get some things done. I've been building my miniatures in my gambler's chest for Kingdom Death Monster. That's been a heck of a lot of fun. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today to play Arkeis. Now, there was a mistake in the last one that someone called out for me, so thank you for that, dear viewer. I appreciate it. And during that time, I rolled this symbol twice. And I can use this symbol as any symbol I want as long as the person that did it takes a fate token and puts it into their backpack. So I am going to make sure that these end up in the appropriate backpacks. We will have that happen now. So I'm putting them in their backpacks right now. Anyway, this is the way that it goes for us. We're going to have to do that and continue on. So I did move those two tokens, and now we are going to get right back with our characters' actions. The first thing, of course, that we have to do is, if you do not recall, I'm going to give you a little bit of a refresher, is Rebecca Clark has this buried alive card, which has got us on a timer. It says at the start of our turn, we have to put a fate token here. Now, these fate tokens, by the way, do not go into the backpacks. They go into a pool, which I'm putting, you're supposed to put them on the card. I'm putting them next to the card, so we'll do that. And then it's basically a countdown timer. It means we got to hustle through some of this stuff. We've been pretty good at it. We've opened up a lot of new rooms. For example, this one we opened up right before I think we adjourned by taking something here. And now we're going to continue on. Now Rebecca Clark is way up there in that corner. She's about to do an investigation in that room. We still have some problems on the board. Now we have this rope, or we have this opening here that we can get through. We have a rope, so I think we can get out. But obviously we want to explore more. We got plenty of time to explore. We need to do that. There's two mechanical scarabs over in this area. They are going to, they are, I think, going to, well, that's the scorpion. He's really nasty. Where's the scarabs? There we go. If you're in a space with the scarabs, the start turn effect, move all scarabs from an adjacent zone to your zone. If there are no scarabs in those zones, add one scarab to your zone. So, yeah, so that we got to remember to do this as well until we can defeat all the scarabs. But remember, that only happens, it says move all scarabs from an adjacent zone to your zone. There are no scarabs in an adjacent zone, so I'm assuming this does nothing until we move back out in the hallway and actually have some adjacency. And then if we are adjacent, well, it says if there are no scarabs in those zones. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to have to add a scarab right now to this. Is going to be, we're going to have to get rid of these guys. How do you get rid of them in that case? That's interesting. I guess we have to clear them all before we can do that. Just into your zone. If there are no scarabs in those zones, add one scarab to your zone. So, like, for example, Rebecca Clark has no scarabs in adjacent zones. I guess that means that we would add a scarab for her as part of the start of our turn into her zone to deal with. So they just keep pouring out of the walls until we, I don't know, do what. But I guess we're going to have to deal with that. So here's one. Now, the scarabs we only have to, well, she has to deal with the scarab now. But if we start our turn, remember we started turn with no scarabs, so this is going to take place. The other two folks are together, so they'll be able, I think they'll be able to take care of this more quickly. But I do think for her first action, unfortunately, she's going to have to take care of the scarab. Now, we have some good news here, and that's this. We have a halberd. We can turn one of these token symbols into one of the success symbols. So that's pretty good. Now she has 2 combat dice to work with. So her first action is going to be a fight action against the scarab that's in her zone. I think I'm doing the scarab right. I'm sure you'll tell me if I'm not. But let's see if we can kill the scarab. We're going to do them in order. And I don't need to pay for this because we already got one. Now, if I had gotten one of these, I would have been able to flip it to that. So either way, her first action, she uses the halberd, kills the scarab. There's nothing we gain for killing the scarabs. I'm just going to put that aside because there's going to be more coming out the board. For her second action, after taking a swipe at the scarab, she is going to explore this token here. So we're going to take that off the board. We're going to find this token. And let's see, it's going to be this one. And we're going to find the card associated with it, see what she uncovered in this newly uncovered room that we remember when we started. We only had that center room. I love the way this builds out. It's super cool. Okay, it's an event. You can't explain it, but you're sure that the machine producing the surprising steam is somehow directly related to the mechanical scarabs. Oh, good. Maybe we get to get rid of this thing. Roll 3 inspection dice. You may take 1 injury to re-roll the dice. Any of the dice. That's great. Okay. If you may do this as many times as you like, taking 1 injury each time. Well, this is the way to get rid of the scarabs, y'all. If you roll 3 of these, take this card. So we need to roll 3 such symbols. That's not that hard for her, and I'll tell you why. I got her this ability called Investigator. If Rebecca rolls at least 1 of these on an inspection dice, she gets another one. So that symbol, the symbol of the spyglass, the magnifying glass. Now, I don't think, I'm going to have to double check the rules. I don't think, unless it says so, when you roll these dice, you don't get to apply these to the checklist of the current scenario unless it says so. So we're going to roll 3 dice. It says to roll 3 dice and see what we get. Hopefully we get lucky. We did not. Actually, that was awful. So she's going to have to she's struggling, like reaching in through the steam to try and get to this machine. She's doing this. She's going to roll all those again. She's going to have to, because we took an injury. And we don't have any real way to get rid of injuries, so that's not great. But let's see what we can do here. Okay, good. We got 1, 2. Okay, now we're 2. Sorry, 1. However, we get to add 1, so we're at 2. There we go. And put those aside right now. We're going to take an injury, unfortunately. To re-roll 2 more dice and try and get just 1 more of those symbols. Okay, well, we're going to have to do this. I'm not going to keep taking damage. So she is going to take another fake token into her backpack. I think she's got 3 now. To turn this symbol into this. Which means we have succeeded at reaching through the steam and working with this machine. It's causing us burns and scalding us, but we succeeded at it. If you roll 3, take this card. So we're going to go take this card now. I have a feeling this is going to determine quite a bit for us. And that will be, let's see, got to find the right color of card here that we haven't used. It says it's not red. It's hard to tell what that color is. It's so dark. What is that color? Maybe purple? No, not purple. Okay, let's just try that again. Might be purple. There's a lot of purple cards. It might be that one. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna take a quick glance at it because I do think it is this one. Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. Moving closer, you notice a control panel covered in a thick layer of dust. You decide to press a button near a scarab symbol. The machine suddenly stopped working. It goes cold and the steam stops spurting out and most of the scarabs freeze. Remove 1 scarab from each zone in play, roll 3 inspection dice, and log the results. Okay, so there's only 2 scarabs out in play. So we're going to remove that from there. That is another scarab. So there's 1 scarab left. That means the scarabs are still going to do what they do until we go get rid of that one, I guess. But they're not going to keep producing. I don't know. I don't know. But we do get to roll 3 inspection dice and log the results. Now this is what I was talking about. We get to log these results now. So we're going to have, this is in effect 2. It doesn't say once per turn. It says whenever she rolls 1, she gets to, her investigator, if Rebecca rolls at least 1 magnifying glass with the inspection dice, she gets an extra. So technically she's got now 2 of these, a book and a cog. So let's see what we can do in our, well, I got to find it. There's our book, and we got to find our pencil. Let's see what we can do with those. So we got 2 magnifying glasses. That means we're going to get, okay, this is going to be good for us, y'all. We're going to get to go check this one. And I don't know if you have to check these, or if you do these, you get it. I'm going to say we're going to, do we have to check them? I don't know. I'll look it up just to be sure. If not, we're going to get this one too. And in the cogs, it says upgrade to upgrade CO3. We're going to get that camp upgrade for sure, right? And I guess we'll check that. I think we have to check it to get it. Also, we're going to get a book. Yeah. Now I don't have this one, so we're getting closer to an event. I'm going to keep checking the event, but man, I kind of want to get these 2. Wait, I think we're going to get more opportunities for that event. I hope. Let's check this one, because now all I need is a torch, and we have the whole row to get that. Okay, so those were the dice to be logged, and that's what has given us our stuff. Now, this one says if you give up, put this card back in the pile. We didn't give up. We did get rid of it, and we drew this one. But it doesn't say what happens to the remaining scarabs. So I guess we're just going to play that by ear. That was 1 turn, y'all. That was just Rebecca's turn. That was a very, very effective turn. But we got to kill that other scarab. That way, I think we'll take that scarab card off the map. And by the way, I don't think this is on every turn. I got to refresh my memory a little bit. This is only on her turn, I believe, because she's the holder of that card. I'm going to double check that as well. I'm going to look up a couple things, just make sure we're on track here, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay, it says that the Explorer has cards containing a start of turn effect, then they activate it. This card is actually with Rebecca. So it will only trigger on her turn, so that extra scarab doesn't come up every turn, just on her turn. So we can go kill some of these clowns. Now, it also says, it says start a turn not in their space, but if we are starting their turn, we would take damage, but we're not to worry about that. All right, we do have some things to do here. We have this door. We have both of our guys here. We have Frank Gaspard, who's a little injured, and Riat in there. I'm almost tempted to send Frank after the scarab and just get it off the board. Well, I don't know if that's a good idea. I think we're going to stay here. We're going to stay together. Rebecca's going to be the one that's kind of the outlier right now. We're going to stay together. So right now, Frank is at this door. So he's going to attempt to open this door. We're going to get that token symbol out and see what it says. I'm going to keep that ready just in case we need to put it back for whatever reason. But here is our card. So he's investigating. His action is an investigate. He's investigating the door. The door seems strangely out of time with the rest of the decor. Made of metal, it has a lock, which should have been something rare and trailblazing when the door was built. To open it, you'll need some sort of key. If any explorer in your zone has the whatever something key, I don't have that. That's really interesting. Then discard it, and you take this card. If not, put this card back in the pile. So I'm going to keep this on the door because we have not been able to, we cannot open it. That means I think we're going to have to go here, right? Down here, because it's the only place that's not explored at this point. Well, all right then. So here's what we're going to do. So for Frank's second turn, he will then move to here, and that will be the end of his turn. Okay. All right. I wish there was a way to heal, like just naturally heal. Because right now, Frank has a broken wrist. It's not really affecting us. It says here that you can no longer use search actions. Oh, I can't use search action to open the door. He couldn't have done that. So I've got to catch up with my stuff. So we'll say he moved here, and then he'll move here for his turn. Okay. We'll say that the first action of Riat was to check that door. He also does not have. Nobody has a synchronic key. I'm looking at their stuff, and we do not have that. So he's going, well, we can't get in here. I guess I will go 1 And I gotta remember, is movement 1 or 2? I don't remember. I want to check that. Is movement 1 or 2 spaces? I think it's 1 zone. But that's what happens. Now, again, I want to remind you all that I haven't read the rules because it said not to. It said to play it this way. So it basically teaches you as it goes. But an explorer may move and use a move action to move from their corner. Okay, so it's just 1 space. So that's 1 action and 2 actions. Wow, that's crazy. That's what it takes, right? I guess we still have to deal with the scarab. So when we get back around to Rebecca's turn, she's still going to have a scarab pop up in her space. Crazy as that sounds. We did not stop the scarabs completely because there's still 1 out there. We got to kill that and get rid of them. We got to get rid of them. We're going to do that this next turn. So let's move on to our next round. We are not dwindling. We've got quite a few tokens left, but we have to put another one of these on the Buried Alive card. Like I said, I think we can get out. I don't think this is a huge issue. But for her first action, she is going to move here. Oh wait, for her first action, this happens. At the beginning of her turn, a scarab appears. She's going to have to attack it for her first action. Luckily, she's got the big giant glaive. That is pretty good. So she's going to roll 2 dice. She got the glaive. What does she get? Look at that. So this goes first, triggers first, and she basically just kills the scarab in her space. She's wiping them out. That's pretty good. And then she is going to use her next action to move to there, and that is going to be it for her. Okay, well, that's her 2 actions. I guess we're going to move on to Frank. By the way, I did look at this, and it appears that once you check these ones off, you get the reward. You don't have to check the reward. So I think we're okay there, but we'll see at the end. We'll just double check the rules again before we take any of the rewards. We'll figure it out. Okay, so Frank Gaspard is gone. He is here right now. He can't open doors. So for his first action, he's going to move here, and then for his second action, he's going to take out that scarab. Now, he doesn't get any extra dice. However, he does get 3 dice because that's his special ability. When you fight, when you roll fight dice, you may roll 1 extra die. Normally, we roll 2. He gets 3. He doesn't have any weapons or anything. He's a little wounded, but he should be okay with 3 dice. I can take an injury and kill it with this, or I can make that a green check mark by taking another. How many do we have left? Let's check. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11 turns, so I think we're okay. I don't know what these end up doing to us in later episodes, but he's going to take another one of these to turn this into this so he doesn't take a wound. I think that's important enough, but we have successfully removed all scarabs from the board. That means that this card is effectively discarded. We don't have to deal with them anymore. Okay. That was a good turn for Frank. He helped us out there. With his broken wrist, he can't open the door anyway. We could have gotten rid of that with this, but it's just not that big of a trauma, and I think we're going to get rid of it after we get through this scenario. Okay, so for Riat, he's going to open this door. It's the red snake symbol. We'll get that out and see what happens. It is this one, and I think we're just going to open the door. Through the gloom, you can see that the room is empty and in very bad shape. You probably won't find anything useful here. It's a relief that nothing bad was hiding here. That doesn't sound like a thing that's going to turn out okay for me, but we shall see. Okay, so for his second action, there is a token here. He is going to move into the room, though he won't be able to do anything at this point. Okay. Wow. This is going interestingly. I don't know. I don't want to. You know, we also have to get. I bet you the key is with the scorpion. What do you think? What do you think? I think here's what we're going to do. Frank is the fighter, though Rebecca's been doing really good in the fights, I'll tell you that. But we're going to go around to Rebecca's turn again, which means we got to put another token on our Buried Alive card. For her first action, she's going to move here. For her second action, she is going to take one of the, I think it's an assist action, and give her something. Give the glaive, or the halberd, to Gaspard. I think that's what she's going to do. And that is called a support action. Support action is to give one of your items, either an equipped item or one from your backpack. So she is going to do a support action and give Frank this big giant halberd to use with his mechanical arm, so that he can take out the scorpion. And that's going to be her total turn right there. Now, for Frank's turn, his first action will be to step into the room, and he's going to then attack the scorpion. He's going to take 2 injuries if he can't kill it. That's going to give him another trauma. Well, it is what it is. He's going to get 3 dice. Can he kill it with 3 dice? It has 4 hits, so no. Do I wait till... No, we got to do this. He's going to have to take the hit for us, y'all. That's just... Frank's going to get messed up. Okay, so we're going to have to go in here with 3 dice. We're going to fight this monster. Hopefully, we can do 3 wounds. Like, it's not even guaranteed I'm doing 3 wounds. I just get to turn these symbols into the green symbols. And it doesn't say 1. It just says turn them. Oh, it says turn 1. So I only get to turn 1 of them if I even have those. Let's see what we get here. Oh my gosh, that was a terrifically bad roll. So 1 damage to the scorpion. That is it. So I'm going to put that on there. Now, Riot has that monster, so when this triggers, when Riot goes, Frank's going to get wounded by the scorpion. He can't move out. I can't do anything. Oh, you know what? I got to remember Rebecca's ability to move people with her actions. I still need to move in there and give Frank the halberd, so we're okay there. Oh, that's rough. All right. Well, here we go. I think it's when you take your 4th injury that you take a trauma. See, injuries. When an explorer is supposed to take their 5th injury, so he's going to be okay this round, because when Riot goes, this is going to trigger right here. Take at the start of turn effect, take 2 injuries. So the one that's with the scorpion there is Frank. He is going to take 2 injuries. Let me just show you his board. As you can see, he is now full. He's got this broken wrist, but he does have the halberd and the ankh. I can use this too. You may discard this card when an explorer receives their 5th injury. If you do, the explorer discards all injuries. We're probably going to end up doing that because I do not want to take another trauma. Okay, let's continue on. For Riot's first action, he is going to take this token and see what we get here. Hopefully, it's the key we've been looking for, right? Well, I think we can get out of here. I don't think we have to stay, but I want to explore everything, right? That's what you got to do. For an instant, you think you feel a gentle breeze on your cheek. It's so faint, you can't be sure it's real. Is your mind playing tricks on you, or did it come from that old crack in the wall? Roll 2 inspection dice and log the results. If you roll at least 1 magnifying glass, take this card. If not, take this card. Okay. Okay, well, let's... what is Riot? He's got the Explorer ability, which has to do with torches. That's not going to help very much. He's only getting 2 dice. I wish that Rebecca was in here. She got that over that way. I don't think it's going to matter, because I think we're going to pull a new card either way. Let's hope we get one. We did not. But what does his ability do? Explorer. When Riot's inspection dice are bad or no good, sides count as a torch. Okay, well, that he did not succeed, right? So we're going to have to get this other card here. If you can't, if not, take this card. So we're going to take this card, which I believe is the purple ankh symbol right here. Yep. Okay. And see what happens. This may not be great, but I don't think it's going to... Oh my god. Oh, well, this isn't so bad. With a huge kick, you manage to create a small opening. It's too small to let you out, but it lets in a blast of fresh air that gives you the courage you need to find another way out. Add 2 fake tokens to your stock. To our stock. That is really good. I will take that. Now that means that's all we get. So there was probably something even better to get from that hole we kicked into the wall, but here are our 2 additional fate tokens. That means 2 more turns available to us. That is not bad. But that's the end of Riot's turn. He's got 1 more action. So his next action, he'll move here. He's going to be heading out. He's going to be heading to maybe help Frank Gaspard. I don't know. Frank is in a fight of his life. But he's got the ankh, so I think we're okay there. All right. Well, we're going to take one of those 2 fate tokens we just got and start Rebecca's turn again. So for her first action, her ability is you may give one of your actions to another explorer in your room. Oh, during your turn. In our room. Okay, fair enough. So she'll move into the room with the scorpion, and she'll give her action to Frank, who rolls 3 dice and has the halberd. So she'll give her second action to Frank. She's motivating Frank with her ability. So let's see if Frank then can take a swipe with 3 dice at the scorpion and do some real damage here. Okay, that's not terrible. We got 1. He has the halberd, so we can turn this one into that. This doesn't do any good. He doesn't have anything else. This one, however, is going to end up triggering his Ankh ability because he does do 2 damage to the Scorpion, which means it only has 1 left. That's great. And then though he takes a 5th damage as a result of this. Let me show you on the Scorpion's card. I'll put their damage above the Scorpion for right now. Ooh, this is not good. It's every explorer in your zone takes the injury, so that means that Rebecca, who is in the zone, also takes an injury. Wow. But he takes his 5th, which means we're going to take all his damage off because we're going to use the Ankh, unfortunately. Sadly, that means we discard it. You may discard this card. The explorer receives a 5th injury instead of taking it and does not take a trauma. So he's completely healed, but we lost the Ankh. That's too bad, right? Okay, but that was the end of her turn, and now we're going into Frank's turn. So Frank is going to wallop on the Scorpion with 3 more dice. It's only got 1 more health left, so maybe he can kill it. The Scorpion's done its damage. It almost, if not for the Ankh, it would have given Frank another trauma, and Rebecca's only 1 away from another trauma, so, or 2 away. Okay, well that's good. We count them in order, so we're going to count them like this, right? It only has, so I'm just showing you, if it had multiple, still had multiple hits left, we'd go down the list, right? But we don't have to do that, because this one is going to take it out. That means these 2 don't matter anymore. Give the Scorpion 1 injury. The Scorpion, the big beefy Scorpion that scared me, rightfully so, was defeated. That thing was pretty nasty. And that was Frank's actually his first turn. So with that defeat of the Scorpion, his second action is going to be finally to get this token that's been sitting in there, because I have a feeling we need it. And that is going to be this card here. It is the key. I had a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. Okay, it's an item relic. It says something shiny catches your attention as you search the victims. In one of the corpse's pockets, you find a key with an oddly modern shape. Yet, judging by the composition and condition, it's clearly ancient. When you get this card, roll 2 inspection dice and log the results. Great. So this is going to go with Frank. I'm going to give that to him. Frank gets to log 2 inspection dice. Now he doesn't have, let me see, before rolling inspection dice, Frank may turn 1 die directly into a cog. That's his nimble fingers ability. Do we need a cog? We do. We could take 1 here. Just automatically get it. Let's roll. I think that we can roll at random. We could use that. Anything, I think. Well, that wasn't good. We probably should have done it. But we got a torch. So, which is actually what we need to get this, which means we're going to do that now. Now, these, just to refresh, all of these happen after the adventure. These happen during the adventure. And we just filled in our last box for that. So, we're going to get the green, this one out right here, I think. No, let me double check. It might be incorrect. It's this one. Yeah, there we go. We're going to get this card out, and we're going to have this event. Oh, look at this is quite a find. Quite a find. Yeah, that's correct. All right, we found some armor, some ancient armor. Who do I give that to? I think, well, obviously we're turning Frank into our fighter. That's going to give him +2 health. It says you have 2 extra injury slots. So now where does this go? Let's look at his card. Go, Frank, go. Boom, there we go. He's going to take that. That's awesome. You know, I should have given the key. Well, he needed 2 actions, so it didn't really matter. He could have given the key to Rebecca. I think, though, we're going to head Riot over to that door again. He'll wait for them with the key. That's probably the best thing to do. We like I said, I think we can get out of here. We have the rope, and it said to get out of this area, we just need the rope. No. All right, well, that was the end of Frank's turn, so it is actually Riot's turn. We're developing quite a cadre of discarded cards. Not complaining. He's got a whip. He doesn't have any stuff in his backpack. The Scorpion is gone. I got to remember to get rid of the Scorpion's card. Remember, when a new enemy comes out on the board after you've killed them all, a new card will be revealed. They might have different abilities, which is kind of cool. I like that even though it's the same monster, it's not exactly the same. That's very cool. All right, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? He doesn't have any of the items. He has a whip and a first aid kit. He can get rid of the trauma, that's all. Frank's got the key. It might, well, might be interesting to give him the, well, anyway, I think what we're going to do is go 1, 2. That's going to be his action. That's really all we can do. Okay. Now, we're going to go here. We're going to take this token because we're back around to Rebecca. There's no more monsters, so she's going to go 1, 2. She's heading this way. We're going to go to Frank. Frank's going to do much the same thing. He's going to go 1, 2 to here. That's going to be his turn. I think, remember, Frank can't open the door. I think Riot's just going to step out here and wait for them. And for a second action, I don't think he's going to... He doesn't have anything he can do, really. So I think he's just going to chill out there. Okay, well, that was a full round of actions again. There's no monsters. We're down to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9, this one goes on the card. Rebecca is going to go here. I think, and do I want to check this again just to be sure? Just to be sure, do I move her into the room? I don't know the answer to that. Well, actually, you know what? I should have just left Riyadh in here. I think I would have just left him in there and had him forego his turn. Because Frank's going to come down in there, and then Riyadh can use the first aid kit and remove the trauma from Frank. Or, as Frank won't be able to trade the card to him. So if I do that, I get to take this one again. Now remember, it says here, this is still in our display, in a corner of the room, an odd shimmer of light atop an impressive column catches your attention. If you have the rope, take this card. I think I'm just going to, see, might as well do it. If it gives him a way out, it's probably not going to go away. Or I could do this, right? But we're going to use the rope, which means we're going to get the purple bird, the falcon symbol, which is this one. See what she finds. You reach the top of the column out of breath. The shimmer of light was a reflection from a piece of metal stuck in the stone. A few hieroglyphs depict the merging of earth and sky. Roll 3 inspection dice along the results. You climb back down and take 1 fate token. Exhausted, take 1 fate token. She has to take another fate token. She's got 3 in her bag, or 1 in her, or 4. She'll have 4 in her bag, but she does get to roll a number of fate dice. Let me see, 3 inspection dice rather, and we get to log the results. So we're going to have most of the stuff, I think. Let's see what we get here. She got nothing and a book and a torch. Let's see what that does for us in our logbook. A book and a torch. Yeah, it does actually do something for us. Another torch. We'll go here with start heading toward. We'll head towards this. We got the $2, and then for the book, we'll go here and get this event now. Okay, so we got the event. Now those things don't happen until after the end of the scenario. So we're okay there. But we did lose another fate token, unfortunately. That was her first action. Now this thing is gone. I thought it was a way out. I'm glad I did that because I was making a very bad assumption. For her next action, she will go here. Okay, and that's it. Then lastly next is going to be Frank. 1, 2. Frank goes in there, and he can't open the door anyway. It's not a big deal. Then Riot is going to. You know what? I have a better idea. No, doesn't matter. Okay, then Riot is going to use this, take 1 fate token and discard 1 trauma from an explorer in your zone. So now Riot has taken his first fate token. I'm just putting it on top of their backpacks for now. And this is discarded, but this wrist trauma is gone from Frank. So no more trauma for Frank. All right, and they're all together now in the same room. We got plenty of tokens to go through 2 more encounters, I hope. Riot's second action is not going to happen. We're just going to leave it. He doesn't have anything else he can do. I think we'll just leave it at that. Move on. Okay. Now, the one thing I don't like is I wish there was something you could just do on your turn, like patch somebody up or give them a hug or, I don't know, something that would be useful, right? Because I'm looking to see if there's any other actions that you can just take. I mean, you got the 4 main actions: move, fight, move, fight, investigate, and support. But there's not really anything else that you can do outside of that if you have nothing else to do. So I think that's it. He's just waiting for Rebecca to go, who goes now, which means we lose another fate token. Now we got to optimize her turn. She can use her ability to have Frank open this door. Okay. All right, we get to open the scarab door again. We do now have this symbol. If you have taken this card, if not, we do have it. It is the anachronistic key. Anachronistic key. Yeah, that makes sense. Anachronistic. That makes sense. Okay, anachronistic key. We already did the inspection thing, so we're just going to do this. It says if you have it, discard it, you take the card, the on card. So we're going to do that. We discard this. We get to take this. Are you kidding? There's more rooms. I got to make space. This is nuts. Okay, the metal door opens onto a gently sloping corridor. A warm gust of saving air caresses your face. The surface is near. Unfortunately, a scorpion as monstrous as the others stands between you and the exit. Add 1 fate token to the stock. That is wonderful. We get to add a fate token to our stock. That is great. And this is then this happens. So that door there, what we're doing, we're not adding rooms. That's okay. We're just adding another scorpion here. So he is in our way to getting out. Not good. We know that they're pretty tough. We're going to draw a scorpion card. Let me get the monster cards out. I'm going to draw a scorpion. I think I have them separated because we have the scorpions. We do. Okay. Let me get the scorpions out here. We're going to draw another scorpion card. Are these all scorpions? They are. Wow, a lot of scorpion cards. Okay. Nope. We have the Zealot, Naga. Got to get rid of these things. Okay, there we go. It's these. All right. It's just these. Nope. I had too many cards. Now we're down to the scorpion cards. Okay. Except for this guy. We're going to keep finding them. Okay. Anyway, let's see what we get from the scorpion now. Okay. Start a turn effect. This is going on. By the way, this is going to go with Rebecca because this is actually her turn, even though Frank opened the door because he gave her the turn. Or she gave him her action using her ability. Every explorer in an adjacent zone takes 1 injury. If there are no explorers in these zones, take 2 injuries. Ouch! Well, luckily we're not adjacent yet, and it's not moving. Okay, so well, you know what? For the next action, we do not. It is Rebecca's action again. I don't see a value in her moving. Do you? Do you? I think it says at every explorer in the adjacent zone. So when she goes again. So actually, there is a value. You know, I'm going to move. Can she only do her ability once per turn? You may give one of your actions to another explorer in your room during your turn. Okay. So I think for her next action, she's going to give Riot an action, and he's going to move into there. The reason being is because it's going to be his turn. It's not her turn yet, so that start of turn effect won't happen yet. And then he can step in and hit with his whip at least once. And he's got no damage on him, so we're okay there. And then she will move in the next turn and start to explore these tokens. I think we're going to get out. So I'm going to keep going. I have a feeling this video is going a bit long, but I'm going to keep going. All right, well, now it is now Frank's turn, right? So Frank will move into here, because remember, this was all done on her turn. She's guiding them and helping them do what they need to do. So he'll move into here. I do want to move him forward, but I don't want him to get stung. They're going to take hits. Well, they're both healthy, so he's not going to investigate that. He's going to move here. Boosh! Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to go on to Riot. Riot is going to also move in with the Scorpion, which means this ability, every explorer in an adjacent zone takes 1 damage. If there are no explorers in these zones, take 2 injuries. That means if she was in there, she would take 2 injuries. But we're going to get at least 1 crack of the whip on the Scorpion from Riot. Now, he may re-roll 1 die during his roll, so that's really good. Let's get that out. He only rolls 2 dice, though. Remember, Frank's ability specifically is why he can roll the extra dice, the extra die, rather. So we're going to hit that Scorpion. It's got 4 health. Oh, perfect. Okay, so he got a hit. That's going to be 2 of the 2 damage on the Scorpion. Boosh. And unfortunately, he is going to take every explorer in your zone takes a hit. So he and Frank are going to take 1 damage. That's not wonderful, but there it is. 1 damage on both of them. Okay. And he did 2 damage to the Scorpions. So that's good. That's good. All right. That's Riot's turn. So now we're going to start. We're going back around to Rebecca's turn. We're going to lose another fate token. And the Scorpion that has 2 damage on it is going to do the ability. If every explorer in an adjacent zone, if there are no explorers in these zones, take 2 injuries. Does that mean the person that took the card? It says every explorer in adjacent zones. That means to me, I think, not to the Scorpion. I'm going to look it up. Okay, I have to look at this one up. This one's a little confusing. I don't know if it means next to her. Does that mean she takes 2? Does that mean they take 2? I think it means she does. I don't know. So let's look at this from the perspective of the Scorpion. If they're in adjacent zones of the Scorpion, there aren't any. So that means that both. I'm going to assume that both Riot and Frank take 2 injuries. Ouch. Frank's almost down again. Well, traumatized again. That's not good for us. Frank has 3 and Riot has 3. But that is the first part of Rebecca's turn. So Rebecca will then, that was her start turn action with the Scorpion. So she's going to move here then, and for her second action, she's going to search this. She's not in the zone with the Scorpion, so she can. Let's see what we get from the blue eyeball. What do we get? Event. You find some machinery amid the dust and mold. A system of pipes is leaking thick, clingy steam from a tire joint. If you try to disconnect the machine to study it back at camp, take this card. If not, put this back on the pile. Well, she's going to try that. I mean, why wouldn't she? That is going to be this card here, I believe. A piece of the machine comes away in your hands as if you needed more proof that visitors are not welcome here. A spurt of steam bursts in your face. Take 2. Oh, she's going to take a trauma. And roll 4 inspection dice and log the results. If there are any scarabs still in play, put them in your zone. There are not. Okay. Well, that's good, but she is going to take 2 injuries, which means she's going to take a trauma. So she had that, and she gets her 5th one. So all of these come off. And unfortunately, traumas are really bad. So we'll get this big stack of trauma cards. There are some special trauma cards with this that did not come out. So whatever we did, we avoided that. Maybe, I don't know how, but they did not enter play. And they're a different color than these two. So I think they would have only come out under certain circumstances that did not happen. Probably if we fail the buried alive thing. Twisted ankle. Take 1 injury after each move. Oh, gosh, that's terrible. She's going to have to move at least once, I think, to get out of here. Wow, she's got a twisted ankle. She's going to take injuries from moving. That's really bad. Well, that was her whole turn, thankfully, I guess. So here we go. It is time for Frank Gaspard to kill the Scorpion. Right, I hope. It's got 2 damage left. This is his first action, so he's going to attack it. Well, this is not terrible, so he gets 1 at these. He will do this. Man, he's going to have 3 tokens in his box, and this is no good. So what does that do? This is going to allow him to turn this, so he's got 2 greens and a checkbox. However, the Scorpion has 2 injuries, so it's going to do that twice, and that's going to be the end of the Scorpion. So he killed the Scorpion with his first attack. Yay! Man, it did its share of damage, though, didn't it? I mean, our guys are hurt, but he comes in with the halberd and smashes it down on the Scorpion's armored cranium and just splits it right in 2, and the Scorpion like shakes and jitters and then dies. Okay, that was action 2 for him. So both of his actions are done. No, he was already here. So for his second action, let's finish this off, guys. He's going to take this token. Got 1 place left to go. Event. You feel cool air, and therefore precious, invigorating oxygen coming from the opposite side of the room. Unfortunately, a giant Scorpion stands between you. Oh, wait, we already did that. If the Scorpion has been eliminated, take this card. Okay, we did. If not, move to your zone immediately, perform a fight action. So that's weird. It did show that the Scorpion says, here's the door. It showed the Scorpion in that second space on the B tile. Okay, I mean, I'm going to play it out. We did succeed at it, so we're going to get whatever I did. If I did something wrong there, please share with me and tell me what it was. Okay, here we go. Event. On the heels of your battle against... wait, I missed something. I missed this. Roll 4 inspection dice. We got to do that before we finish this off. Rebecca didn't get to roll the 4 inspection dice. That's going to make a big difference, right? So she's got 4. Oh man, 2 cogs and a wild. I don't know if let's do it. She's going crazy. She's going to take another one to turn the wild into something we need. We'll see what it is that we need in our logbook. Okay, got our logbook out here. What do we need? We got a torch. No, we got a cog. 2 more cogs. What does that do for us? No, well, it's going to give us this. No, not yet. We didn't get that. What would a I guess I would want to turn it into another cog or another one of these. Do I want experience or do I want money? I only have $2 so far. I don't know, I got no experience. We got this upgrade in this event, so I'm not going to have any experience. I am going to get $2, an event, 3 victory, 3 VP? I don't know what that is. We got those, and then we're going to get this now, right now, and then I guess we'll take this so we can get the 1 experience. Okay. Alright. That's it. Now, that means that he did take that token and put it on his stuff. He's got a lot of stuff going into his backpack there. That's crazy. Okay, then we did also get to take this. We're going to get to take this. We got another item. A gold statue. This is a small, solid gold statue. It's damaged. Its surface is rough and chipped, but it's worth $5. We'll take it. It's will go in our backpack, in Rebecca's backpack. Yay. Okay, well, now we get to finish off this event. Alright, that's this one here. Behind the scorpion's imposing mass, the corridor continues up a gentle slope. After walking for several minutes, you come to a trapdoor that lets you out into the middle of the burning desert. You and your team return to camp exhausted, proud to have survived this incredible adventure and happy to see Phileas Flamboyant's curves, that's your blimp. You record your day's discoveries in your logbook, realizing once again the price you almost paid for them. Well, that was really interesting. Quite a big adventure there, but we're not done yet. We got some stuff to do once we get back to camp. Right, so let's look at what happens. We're going to take another gander at what happens when we go to our epilogue, which we did. We returned to camp. All right, it says here on our a complete row can give you a victory point, coins, experience points, camp upgrades. One says an event, so we're going to have to look at that. It says event on it. Open the camp archive booklet to the page for the episode you just finished. Take the epilogue stickers indicated on the card and put it in appropriate space. Well, let's take a look at that. So the first thing we're going to do, we have come back to camp. We are going back to our place where we are going to solve a bunch of problems. So let me clean up the table. I'll be right back. Okay, here is our adventurer's logbook. It says first off that we are going to get some money. I will add that money. Let's see, we're going to get $2. We are going to get 3 victory points. So those get tallied toward the end of the game. So I'll probably log that somewhere. I don't think there's actual victory or VP tokens. There aren't. Or are there? I don't think so, no. We do get another experience. Wrong token. We do get another experience point. There we go. And we got an upgrade, upgrade CO3, which we'll deal with as well. But it says first, episodes end when the explorers take a search card instructing them to do the epilogue. Okay, we've done that. Open the camp archive booklet to the page of the episode. Okay, we are on basically it was episode 1, The Fall. So we did episode 0 if you remember, so we're going to move on to episode 1, The Fall. It says positive epilogue. We're going to put that in our book, right? Let's read. Unearthing this edifice, the secret room and the creatures living within it has exceeded your wildest hopes. Those who are currently mocking you and your expedition will have to bite their tongues when they hear of your discoveries. Not only are you going to earn the stripes of an Egyptologist and explorer, you'll soon become one of the few archaeologists to join the ranks of great adventurers. When the rush of adrenaline passes, you think about the potential of the entire site and those networks of pipes leaking purple gas. Your expedition has a new goal. Figure out where the steam comes from and what it does. Take bonuses from the check marks in your logbook and gain 1 XP. Okay, so we're going to do that. Let's put this in our book, though. We got to enter this into our book, and we got a couple other things we need to do. Let's see here. This is going to take me a hot second. All right. Let's see. We're going to place here. I'm going to do this a bit off camera just so I can get this into our book without destroying the book. All right. It's not perfect, but it's in. There's our cool epilogue, our outcome. It also says if you completed any event rows, we completed an event row, put EV1 in here. If you've completed one event row, if you have, do EV2. We completed this event row, so we're going to do EV2. Let me check that out. I don't know where that is in the book. We're going to have to look it up. Events. Event 2, right? And events 1. I don't know how these are organized. It doesn't say... Oh, it says in the bottom corner. Very small. EV18, EV... Okay. Let's double check that again. It says EV2 specifically. Maybe they're throughout the book. Maybe that's the problem. We need to go back to our event. Okay, yeah. Okay, here's our events right here. We have EV1 and EV2. EV2 says, after a good meal, the day's tension gives way to weariness and fatigue. Your eyes get lost in the dancing flames of the campfire. You begin to ache. You're overcome with dizziness and fall into a daze. Your minds are muddled when you... That's EV1. Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm glad we didn't take that one. Ignore that. I was like, why is this bad? We did a good thing. Okay. The gas escaping from the copper pipes and ducts clearly has strange effects on any living creature that it inhales it. You decide to be especially cautious going forward and warn all the members of the group. Each explorer may discard 2 fate tokens from their backpack. That is very, very useful. Then we're going to take this and we're going to put it in our logbook. Our logbook is getting bigger, so now we have this thing as well. And I think that Riyadh's only got 1, so we're going to take 2 and from Gaspard and 2 from our Rebecca, and that will be the end of that. Okay. I think I need to log in my camp. Oh, we'll do that in a minute. We're okay right now. Okay, let's finish this up. New camp upgrades. Good news. The university that had agreed to back your expedition is still skeptical, but your initial discoveries seem to have piqued their interest. You've been offered new supplies and equipment for your camp. You will have to finance the delivery, however. If you don't have the necessary funds, or if you want to save your money, you can always buy them later. Okay, so we have access to this. If you completed upgrade CEO3, which we did do, we completed that as well, the cog. During your exploration, you can now access this upgrade. It still costs money. When you return to camp, a strange woman is sitting cross-legged in the Phileas' shadows, waiting for you. She introduces herself as a shaman, informed of your exploits by the spirits, and ready to help you in exchange for a little money or food. Each explorer discards 1 fate token at camp. That's pretty good. So we have a new fate thing, but I don't think we can afford to do that because I don't think we have enough money. But I'm going to put the people's individual stuff into their... I want to make sure I don't lose the fact that they have fate tokens. Remember, Rebecca's already had 2 or 1 from the last adventure. Now she's got 2 total. And Riyadh has 1. I don't know what these are going to do to us. No idea. Still no idea. Okay, let's see. Now, let's see what we have in our box here, our camp box. We should take all that stuff out. We have all our experience stuff that we can gather experience, but I want to see how much money we have. We might have enough money, I'm hoping. We have enough money. We have 1 experience left. We have that. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 5 gold, not 4. Not enough gold to do both of those. Well, let's take a look at this other camp upgrade. What does this one do? Choose up to 2 traumas. The explorers... Okay, well, I think we kind of have to do this one. That's going to be 4. It means the other one to take the fate tokens isn't going to be there yet. We're going to spend 4 of our gold in our camp to put this into our camp. All right. Now, our camp is back here in the back of the book, right? So we have our camp sheet right here. I don't know where we log experience, or I'm trying to figure out where we log our victory points. Oh, right here, victory points in the back of the book. So right now we have a whopping 3. We have 3 victory points. I don't think I gained any from the last adventure, but I'll check that. We have this space in our camp. We have this and this right now. At the start of each episode, the player rolls 1 inspection die and logs the result. That gives us a free inspection. That's nice. But we did buy the remove 2 trauma for 4. So we're going to take this. This looks like a first aid tent, which is I imagine what it is, and that is going to go in our camp. I don't know if it matters if you go across or up and down. I don't know if it matters. I'm just going to put it right here. It seems like we're going to go down and across. Okay, so there we have it. We have that. Choose up to 2 traumas on explorers' profiles and discard them. Well, we only have 1 trauma right now. That's going to be hers, so she's going to discard it. That is Rebecca's, and I think we have 1 gold. All the injuries come off. The injuries don't stay. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure they don't stay round over round. And let's see, that was our epilogue. I think we get to continue. We get to go to episode 2 now. Got the event. We did everything else. Yeah, okay, we're done, y'all. That was our camp. Our camp's looking snazzy. Check it out. We got our camp going on here. We got three buildings now. We got our blimp and 2 camp buildings. It's pretty nice. This one does traumas. This one allows us to gain some free information at the start of the next turn, and this one allows us to spend experience. I have 2 experience. Do I want to spend anything? Well, ooh, I just found something really good. It is 2 experience. I may do it. I think we're going to buy this for Riot. Riot may use his ability on an explorer in an adjacent zone. His ability is, at the end of your turn, remove 1 injury from you or another explorer. I got to remember that. So he should have removed 1 from himself at the very least. So I think I'm going to buy that for him. That is a great healing ability. That will take our 2 experience points away. So we're just left this round with 1 gold. And those will go in his backpack. All right, y'all. I am not 100% certain. You all tell me if I'm going to go on to the next adventure or not. This is a lot of fun. I want to keep playing it, mind you. But there's so many other things that need to get to my gaming table. So you tell me if you're enjoying this that much and I still get plenty of views and a bunch of likes on it, I'll continue on. If not, then we'll stop here. But I do thank you for watching and subscribing. I'm sure if you got any errors, you'll let me know. And I actually dig this game. This game's, I know it's not heavy, you know, it's light, it's fun, but I like I really like the legacy aspect of it and everything. It's a fun game. The mechanics are pretty simple and straightforward. Combat's not clunky or overwhelming for people that don't like deep combat or like boss battler type games. That's great. So I think it's good. Anyway, we're gonna talk again in the next episode of something. Once I get this posted, I'll leave it up for a little bit before I start to break things down since I have a little time. And I'll see what you think, if you want me to continue on or not. Anyway, that was the second scenario of Arkeis, or actually the first real scenario. We did the epilogue and then the first scenario. Now we can move on to the next one. It is rather linear, but it's still okay. And it's not linear exploration, just linear I think in the way that the episodes roll out. But we'll talk to you in the next one. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully none of you are getting as sick as people in my house. It's crazy. But if you are, please take care of yourself and be well. Thanks. Bye-bye.